Well, stubborn low clouds are hanging on today. Temperatures will be warmer Friday, Saturday ahead of a weekend snow producer. We've got widespread snowfall across Minnesota for the weekend and then much colder at the end of next week. So we've got something we haven't seen much of this winter so far, a winter weather advisory in purple for northeastern Minnesota, including all of the North Shore, Duluth, from noon Friday through early Sunday, where we're going to see more than a couple of inches of snow in those areas. Further south, Twin Cities, not a big snow producer for us, but we are going to see some snow at least. Two separate things happening. This upper level low in the southwest is going to plow straight east. That's going to help to push up some moisture that will be taken advantage of by this clipper system coming our way. The two kind of combining forces to produce a little bit of moisture across Minnesota and Wisconsin. And it does look as though that will really come into fruition across that northeastern part of the state where snowfall totals will be greatest. We're talking about potentially a half foot or more here along portions of the North Shore, a widespread 2 to 6 inches for northeastern Minnesota. You get further south and west, totals are going to be less. We're talking probably an inch or less for most of the Twin Cities, though some of the northern suburbs could see a couple of inches. And then we're talking about that cold still on the way next week. That polar vortex is getting squeezed. And that means repercussions here in North America and Europe, where we're going to see some cold air, at least temporarily, come in late next week into next weekend. That also is going to create a more active pattern. So beyond the weekend, we've got more snowfall possibilities next week, next Tuesday, and potentially a larger storm by the end of next week too. Above normal temperatures for the next several days still, though. Very much an El Nino looking like pattern, but that's going to change as we see at least a chunk of this cold air dive south late next week into next weekend. Now, the bulk of the really cold stuff is going to stay into Siberia, it looks like, where it's been, but at least we're getting a chunk of it, and that will at least sort of stir up some activity and bring some much needed cold air here for the middle of the month. Below normal temperatures forecast by next Tuesday into next weekend. Meanwhile, though, we're going to stay pretty mild here, above normal, until we see that drop, that cliff drop in temperatures late next week. Teens for highs. It's still not crazy, but by next Saturday, next weekend, it could get pretty cold around here. In fact, some of the models do push us below zero finally, even in the Twin Cities, which would come about a month later than normal. Even in a mild winter, a little reminder that we do see some cold air at least. And this may be some of that winter weather finally headed our way, way later than normal. But upper 20s today, still pretty cloudy. Those low clouds are real stubborn, and there are some flurries in that. Tomorrow and Saturday, a little bump up in temperatures ahead of that system. It will pull in some warmer air, so above freezing highs here in southern Minnesota. Light snow showers develop Friday night. It really expands statewide Saturday into Saturday night, but we'll start going Friday afternoon already in northern Minnesota. And then it gets a little cooler, just cool enough to at least keep the snow that we get around Sunday, Monday, Tuesday before those temperatures really dive more by the end of next week. But the real cold stuff still about a week away, so you have time to prepare to get cold for a change around here.